Hi, good morning. Today we're going to look at lesson 26 in our level 6 math. So this is Saxon Math lesson 26, using manipulatives to reduce fractions and adding and subtracting mixed numbers. So we're really doing two big things here in this lesson. First, we're going to look at manipulatives. Now, a manipulative is anything you can manipulate to figure out something else. So in this case, we're looking at fractions. Now, the manipulatives you might come with, like, I think it's the investigation 2 or 3, where there's a cutout of a bunch of different fractions that you can use. They look kind of like these, and you can cut them out and shape them around. I like to do this just by drawing it out, and so if you have some sort of visual, you can use that as your manipulative as well. You might have blocks or something like that in your classroom. So it all depends on what kind of resources your teacher has available, but you can do all this by visualizing it and by drawing it out. All right, so here we have this model. Now each of these is, the shaded portion is 1/2, but we see that it's a bunch of different fractions: 4/8, 3/16, 2/4, and 1/2. And we know these are all 1/2 because they all reduce to 1/2. So if we look at reducing this, it's an even number on top and bottom, so we can divide by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4, so it can turn into 2/4, which it is over here, and then divide that by 2 again because they're still even. 2 divided by 2 is 1, 4 divided by 2 is 2. So here, 3/16, those are both divisible by 3, so 3 divided by 3 is 1, 6 divided by 3 is 2, so 1/2 again. So we can reduce each of those. So here we want to use your fraction manipulatives to reduce 2/6. Let me just show you what that would look like on a model. So we can take 1/6 and add it to 1/6, and you can see what kind of percentage of a whole circle that would be. You can kind of start to visualize it in your mind. So if you don't have actual manipulatives to move around as part of a puzzle, you can visualize this. So we're going to change those 1/6s. We're going to add them together to make it 2/6, and 2/6 reduce is 1/3. And so we know that 2/6 reduces to 1/3. Kind of cool. When we're adding mixed numbers, first we add the fraction parts, and then we add the whole number parts. When we're subtracting, we do the same thing. Subtract the fraction parts first, then the whole numbers. Let me show you what this looks like, because this is coming really handy when you're adding and subtracting fractions. So 2/3 of a circle is represented by what percent of a circle? Well, 1/3 is 33 1/3%, so we have to add that twice. So we can look at that by adding 1/3 plus 1/3, and we're gonna, for each third, we're gonna say 33 1/3%. Now we can line that up as an addition problem. So we'd say 33 1/3, 33 1/3. Now we add the fraction part first. 1/3 plus 1/3 equals 2/3, so we'll put that down there. And then we can add 33 plus 33, which is 66. So 66 2/3 will be our answer. All right, 2/6 of a circle is what percent? So we take 1/6, add 1/6, we line those up. 1/6 is 16 2/3%. So we're just going to add that again. We're going to line it up by putting the fraction part first. 2/3 plus 2/3 is 4/3, which also changes to 1 1/3. So if we add 16 and 16, we get 32. But then we're going to add that 1 1/3, so it'll be 33 1/3. Okay? I know I'm going kind of quickly through this. You can rewatch it if you want. Rory lives 2 3/4 miles from the school. He rode his bike from home to school and back home, so he did it 2 times. How far did he ride? So we're going to look at 2 3/4 plus 2 3/4. Line those up, do the fraction part first. 3/4 plus 3/4, 3 plus 3 is 6, so it would be 6/4. Keep that denominator the same. 6/4 actually reduces to 1 1/2, or 3/2, which is 1 1/2. So then when we have 2 plus 2 is 4, and add that 1 1/2, that would take us to 5 1/2. Okay, so that reduces to 1 1/2, and then we get a total of 5 1/2. Finally, subtract. We're going to do this the same way, so we're going to subtract the fraction part first. Let's line this up in a column. It makes it, oh, it didn't do that. Let's line it up in a column. It's easier. So 5 3/8 minus 1 1/8. We're going to subtract. So we'll do the fraction part first. 3/8 subtract 1/8 would be 2/8. Those are both even numbers, so we know we can reduce it by divided by 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So our fractional part's going to change to 1/4, and then we just subtract 1 from 5 and we get 4. So our answer is going to be 5 1/4. Let's check our work here. So they got 2/8 just like I did, and then they reduced that to 4 1/4. Is that what I got? I think that's what I got. That's your whole lesson. This is going to take some practice. This kind of some big concepts to wrap your mind around, so it's good to practice this as much as you can, both with the manipulatives, but also with just the subtracting and adding fractional parts and whole number parts. All right, good luck.